Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to week 12 of the class. And once you're done with this week, you'll be 3/4 done. Can you believe it? Time is flying by. We're in November. Holidays are coming up, so lots of good things to look forward to as we continue to push to the edge or end. I guess edge or end works. Anyways, I know some of you have been, getting colds, getting sick. I was actually knocked out for a few days last week. So please take good care of yourselves, get rest, eat right, drink lots of good hot tea, and just keep yourself healthy and strong so that we can all enjoy those holidays. So you're doing well. I think that, one thing to keep in mind is that you've got your concert report due. So now is the time. A few of you have already turned it in early. My suggestion is don't wait until the last minute on that. Again, you're putting a lot of faith in technology, like I said way back at the beginning. So really be thinking about that. If you're not sure if your concert counts, please reach out to me before you do it. Now, that said, there's a wide berth. I do provide a YouTube link, but don't feel that you have to use concerts from that. It does have to be concerts. If it's a concert that has multiple bands, I just want one band. That's all I want. If there's an opening act or something like that happens to be in it, which you don't get a lot online, but that's fine. You can put a few sentences or whatever. But I want one band. Should be at least, I'd say 40, 45 minutes long. Think of a concert, right? It can be country, pop, rock, metal, rap, hip hop, any of those things. Some of you have reached out about doing older concerts. My only thing against older concerts, and by older I mean probably like 1975-ish or older, is just that the production values might not be there, and so there's a little bit harder to draw in terms of when you're needing material. So if you go with things that are more recent, there's more production value involved, and I do want you writing that. So writing about that. So when you're doing these concert reports, please follow the rubric. I did have a student ask me, hey, do you want this to be one long thing or broken up in paragraphs? Always broken up in paragraphs. Every report you ever write should always be broken up in paragraphs. That makes life a lot easier in terms of grading. And my suggestion is to go through the guidelines. You can just go through them and hit all those topics as you go. It makes my life easy. It makes your life easy. Watch the minimum word count. Everything that you need to know is in there. This isn't really a research paper. You do need to include some, biographical influences on the band, or about the band, also influences on them, maybe if they've influenced other folks. So, that's one of the challenges of a really new band is you can't really address that. So if you want to go for maximum, go for a band that's been around for a little while. But work your way through that, proofread it, get it turned in early. And for these reports, it usually takes me a little while to get through the grading. So, don't be emailing me the next day and saying, hey, how'd I do on the report? It might take me a week or two, especially because I'm teaching a couple of classes. I guarantee you'll know the grade before we hit to the final. But it takes me a while. And with the other class going, they're going to have reports due soon too. So it's a lot of grading on my part. So if you, have a different link that you want to do that's not listed in that, that's completely fine. Again, if you're unsure, if it's a well-known band, you're going to write about, Kanye or Pink Floyd or, whatever. If it's a well-known artist or band, then that's fine. If it's something that's obscure, I would recommend against it because, you might not find enough material to really get what you need out of it, but that's up to you. If, again, you're unsure, please ask me first. Jazz doesn't count. Classical doesn't count. I want it to be in the same genres that we're covering, but there's a zillion options out there nowadays. I look forward to when we can get back to having this be a live concert report. And while there are some live things going on nowadays, we're not quite there yet where I don't feel comfortable requiring that or allowing that. I try to keep a level playing field. So the good news about the materials for this week for you all is that you have one chapter and it's a shorter one, and there's less material to cover. And that's why I make the report due this week, because I did that so that you could have time to focus on it. So this week you're going to learn about ska and reggae and two-tone, and it doesn't really get much into rocksteady or things like that. But this is an interesting jump musically because we're taking things to a different country. We're actually going to Jamaica, and but the influences from American music are very much there. If you remember way back in the semester, I talked about radio and how AM radio could travel far distances, particularly at night. And so you had radio signals that were in the South that were making their way down through Cuba, down through Hispaniola, which is Haiti and the Dominican Republic, into Jamaica. So they were hearing American rhythm and blues, they were hearing soul, and it was combining with mento and styles that were unique to Jamaica, which is, it was part of the slave trade as it moved through there. So those influences as they went from West Africa to South America and then up from South America through, they carried through those Afro-Caribbean rhythms. And so you get this interesting combination of things that is really unique to a particular region. And of course, now we know that these styles are global. So you're going to learn about some of the early things. You're going to learn about the importance of DJs in Jamaica, particularly because it's a pretty impoverished country. There weren't a lot of musical instruments, but when they wanted music, DJs became very popular. Now, this goes back into the, into the 50s and early 60s. And so DJs almost became as well known. And then you had some groups. You'll learn about the Scotalites. You'll learn about the Wailers, and then you'll learn about Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. You'll learn about Desmond Decker. You'll learn about Millie Small. You learn about other folks and some just great songs. You'll learn about My Boy Lollipop, which is a cover of an American song called My Girl Lollipop. And so ska comes first. And then out of ska, things shift and change, goes through rocksteady, slows down, becomes reggae. Reggae music, which reggae means the king's music, actually has very strong religious connotations to it through Rastafarianism. And so they're very much connected. And so a lot of what is part of the reggae culture and the reggae scene has these religious connections to it, related to Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie. So you're going to learn about that. I want you to be thinking about these things for when your assignments come up. So one of your assignments, your discussion, I think, is going to focus on ska. The reflection observation is going to focus on reggae. So a lot of people, and I remember years ago talking to my son, and he thought that ska was an influence of reggae and punk. And I said, actually, ska came first, then you have reggae. Then there was a second wave of ska known as two-tone ska that was primarily based in England. And England actually plays an important role in ska and reggae because there's an expatriate group of Jamaicans that worked in England. And so things became popular there. And so then this two-tone ska developed with the Specials and the Selector and the English Beat and Madness and all that. This is really when I was in high school, coming out of junior high and into high school. So I absolutely loved this stuff. I didn't really know about the earlier ska from the 60s. I didn't know that it was a second wave of ska. And then there was a whole third wave later with Real Big Fish and No Doubt and things like that. So that even came later. And those bands were very much influenced by the second wave of ska. And then you have rock bands that were also influenced by reggae. So you wouldn't really have the Clash or the Police in the way that we know them if it wasn't for those influences. In fact, the Police album Reggae de Blanc is kind of a fake saying or fake term that means like white man's reggae. So you're going to learn about all of those things and how they come together. We won't get into third wave of ska. We don't really cover that in this class, but you might be asked about it. You will in your discussion. So if you're not aware of it, hunt it down. Think about it. It's easy enough to find. Now, again, these are not research projects. So I don't want you going to exterior sites and just looking it up. You have everything that you need to know to do a good job on your assignments between the online materials and the book, right? That's all you need to ace these things. But it means that you got to take the time, got to take the effort. Don't wait until the last minute. I think that's it. This is short and sweet. There's some questions buried in here. I haven't decided how many I'll do. There could be as few as 3. There could be as many as 5. But that's it. Have a great week. Stay healthy. Enjoy and get those things done. Get them on time. My recommendation for your concert report, shoot for having it turned in by Friday. Doesn't need to be, but if you have it in by Friday, that just kind of takes the pressure off the weekend, okay? That's it. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.